Welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter, and today is one of my favorite shows because we're going to talk about gratitude. Let's jump in to the EQ Video Tip goals before we get to that episode. Welcome back. We've got an amazing show today, and it comes to us from Marcus Cicero, who wrote an article about gratitude, how to change negative beliefs to become more happy and more successful. And let's face it, today there's a ton of stress in the world out there, whether it's COVID or other things that are happening within your family, your work, your personal life, you name it. And it's no secret that gratitude can help transform this. But how do we use that gratitude? Because if your life isn't moving in the right direction, and you feel overwhelmed every day, you want to figure out what we can do right now to make your life better. And gratitude is the mother of all virtues to help you do this. And you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but what does it actually mean to be grateful? Clearly, it's not writing it down just on Thanksgiving and saying, hey, I'm grateful for this. There's more to it. So let's jump into the tips that Marcus provides us and figure out a way to be more grateful and be more happy and get rid of those negative beliefs and become more successful in our lives. Welcome back. We're going to talk about 3 different techniques or areas that you're going to focus on in terms of gratitude, and we're going to do it every day. The first thing we need to do is transform the past. And Dan Sullivan, who's the founder of Strategic Coach, has a very important concept he teaches. It's about gap versus gain. And let's explain what that is. For example, if you're driving home one day and you decide to get your friend a meal to eat, if you bring that friend or family member that meal and they look at it and go, that wasn't what I wanted to eat, I don't like that, they're only focusing on the gap. They don't realize the gain that they actually received a meal from you. And in doing so, they don't appreciate the fact that you went out of the way to do something for them, and you only notice what wasn't there, or they only noticed what wasn't there. They didn't realize that they actually gained something. The same thing, and most people live their lives in a gap status. What does that mean? They're always focusing on what they don't have versus what they do have. Instead, we have to look at things like, how are we growing ourselves and our team? And what we mean by that is at the end of every day or every morning when you wake up, focus on 3 to 4 things that you're grateful for that you've done over the last day. And when you do so, you're going to build things up both in terms of confidence and in terms of realizing the gain that you're making every day. A great example is when you're building a house, you don't put the roof on first. You have to go brick by brick. The same thing if you're doing a project and it's a major project, focus every day on the little things that you're doing because you will see that you're slowly gaining tons of momentum and building up to a great project or a great conclusion. This could be in life, in family, in friends, whatever it might be. Focus on the little gains every day so you can see the bigger picture as you go along. Tip number 2, focus on the present, but focus on your present capability, not your present circumstance. If we focus on gratitude, we want to be thankful for what we're able to do as opposed to the circumstance that we're in. And what we mean by that, take a billionaire who's just not satisfied that he or she has enough money. That's their circumstance, but they don't realize that the capability they have is out there. And you need to focus on your capability and the ability to put more energy into creating something positive and moving forward. If you're focused on your circumstance, you're likely putting all your energy towards consumption and avoidance of that problem or that situation you're in. Instead, take the time to put your capability above your circumstance, because your capability will always be above that, and it will have the ability to change your life and move it in a direction that you want going forward. So, as we think about focusing on gratitude for the present, we want to have gratitude and thankfulness for our capabilities in terms of moving forward. Tip number 3, and our last tip of the day, become the designer of your own future. And when we say that, we need to use gratitude not only for the past and present, but also for the future. It's important to do this every day. And every day you want to experience and embody gratitude for your future. How do you do that? Well, it's through visualization. Visualization is far more powerful when your mental and emotional states are thinking positively with gratitude for the future. The more emotional and embody the visualization, the more you believe in it and the more you know it will be true. Gratitude for the future is going to boost your faith, and it allows you to know that one day you're going to be successful and happy long before you actually reach that point. In doing so, you're going to increase your EQ, increase your positivity, and ultimately end up in the place that you know you belong in. So take a moment every day, perform gratitude, and visualize where you think you're going to be, whether it's 1 month, 1 year, 5 years from now, and it will help improve both your positivity, your gratitude, and your overall well-being. That's a wrap for today's show. Thanks again for watching. We'll review some of the tips that we learned in today's article, and hopefully you'll practice gratitude every day to help boost your overall happiness and productivity. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ video tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.